What I'm trying to say is he got a city ticket, okay? And the city doesn't have any controlling authority over issuing traffic licenses, driver's licenses. So if they have no jurisdiction, they can't create it, they can't control it. So how could you write out a ticket for something that they can't create and that they have no control over? So that's why I was going to say, well, was this ticket, not having a driver's license, was it issued from a city cop or a county cop? Yeah, well, who's got the authority to monitor and control and create driver's licenses? Is it the city? Is it the county? Or is it the state? It's the state. Well, then wouldn't it be wise for a state officer to worry about, giving me a citation for failing to have a state driver's license? Is it required that I have a county driver's license? Is it in the county? No. Is it required in the city? The city requirement? No. You have to have a state driver's license. Okay. Well, then isn't that a state issue? And the state will determine who not has a driver's license. Wouldn't that be true? Yeah, then I ask, I require you to discharge this because he wrote a ticket that's totally outside of his jurisdiction.
Yeah, it was also a speeding ticket.
Yeah, one was a speeding ticket and one was to not have a driver's license, right?
Yeah, no driver's license on person. But it was in between my door and my driver's seat, and I just couldn't find it. Okay,
so what did she do with that one?
It has the same case number. She didn't do anything. So.
Oh, wow. So he wrote 2 tickets under one citation?
Yeah, no. It's the case number has one number, but it has 2 speeding tickets under that case number.
Oh, wow. So why don't you say that the case is an invalid case because it shows that clearly it's like, I know what you're saying, it's like count 1, count 2. And that's why I tell people all the time. I tell people to make separate claims. If they did something to you, like a trespass was forgery and another trespass was a robbery, you make 2 separate claims. Because as far as I'm concerned, is if you put a whole, like I said, when I say to people, if you put a notice or you put a claim up on a bulletin board, like say I got a county or community bulletin board, like there's going to be a circus and like I'm going to promote a circus, I'm going to hold a circus in town on Sunday morning from 9 o'clock till 12, and then from 12 o'clock till 3 o'clock I'm going to put on a gun show. So if I put these notices all over town and I say $100 for the circus and the gun show, and the circus goes on as scheduled from 9 till 12, but for some reason the gun show either shuts down early, or opens up late, or it doesn't open up at all, then what I did is I made a false claim to the public, or a false notice. I gave the public a claim that I was going to have 2 events going on at the same time. And obviously, one of them did not occur, so obviously that was a false claim. It was not true. The notice was not true, and the claim was not true. So what I tell people is I would separate every single, count or wrong in a case and make it a separate and file a separate claim, just in case one part of it collapses, the whole thing doesn't collapse. So, I mean, I've seen that. I'm sure they do it out of convenience for the legal society. They'll have 57 charges against you on in one case. And they'll say,
sorry, go ahead, though.
Oh, no, but that's what I'm saying. When I tell people to make a claim like that, I try to tell them, don't combine count 1, count 2, count 3, count 4. I said, don't do that. Because I want every claim to stand on its own, every wrong to stand on its own. I don't want to combine. I don't want to see people putting into court the wrong of trespass for, you see what I'm saying? For 1 for robbery, count 2, forgery, count 3, interfering with the right to travel. That's ridiculous. It just gets too convoluted and too complicated. And it's like, look, just make one cause of action, one charge, one claim at a time. It's only 2-3 sentences anyway. Why do you have to, you ain't got to worry about, saving the rainforest and chopping down a tree, because it's only going to be 2-3 sentences anyway.
Okay, let me talk about the bill.
Okay.
For those 4 hours I was sitting there and just writing up a bill. I wrote it up the second time, different piece of paper, and I didn't have a number on there. I didn't know what to put, and because I wasn't finished with court yet, So she called me up. And during, it was about the time when she was reading the charges again, or the not the tickets basically. She was reading them again, the code numbers and everything, and I said, oh yeah, there's a matter of a bill that I have for you, and I said, who do I send the bill to? And I explained that there's no involuntary servitude, you know, y'all are getting paid, and if I have to come back to court again, I'm going to get paid. And I asked her who to send the bill to a second time, and she didn't answer me, and pretty much that's when she said, you're no longer bound by the jurisdiction of this court. So, yeah, sitting in that hard chair, I got to say my butt was hurting. I got in my car. I went and had my oil changed so I could drive up here, and I could barely sit in my car seat because it just hurt so bad, my tailbone, from sitting on that plastic hard chair all day. So I think I'm going to write her a bill for that too, just the pain and suffering.
Yeah, for her creating a pain in your ass.
So on my way up, off this subject, on my way up to Karl's today.
Let's finish that, because, like I said, what we were saying, yeah. The claims about the prosecutor, if he summons you to appear at 1 o'clock, why shouldn't he be held liable for the delay? Because he doesn't think your time is valuable, or your resources, like your time, is a commodity that once it's gone, it can no longer be replaced or restored. So you can't get a restoration of time. So we were saying, why don't we make these guys act more efficiently and say, look, if we have to appear at 9 o'clock in the morning, I better not be sitting on my ass at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. You better get me in at 9 o'clock and get me out at 9:15. You better do scheduling your docket a lot better than just thinking I'm going to be on a cattle call and I'm just going to sit there and wait until you get around to deal with me.
What took so long was there was 20 Latinos, and they were done last, and I had to wait all them because they have an interpreter, and that took like forever. It was ridiculous.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Make a claim that the prosecutor said for you to be there at 1. You were there at 1 o'clock. The next time you say, you go to court, you can make it even simpler. Say, yeah, I'll appear, but I don't believe you have any jurisdiction over me. So if anybody creates an order, they're going to be held liable. And 2, if you summons me to appear at 9 o'clock, I better be out of there by 9:15. Or it's going to cost you. Okay. You see what I'm saying? You got to start making conditions on how you're going to appear, like Elvis Presley or like Van Halen. They only appear if they have blue M&Ms. You know what I'm saying? Right. You got to make terms and conditions on how you're going to appear.
It's like how they do to you.
Yeah. What happened if you needed a ventilator? What happened if you needed a heart machine? What happened if you needed a kidney dialysis machine? What are they going to make you sit in the lobby and wait all day until your kidneys fail? That's ridiculous. You're going to say, I'll appear if X, Y, and Z occur. It's so simple.
Yeah.
I'll appear if you can show me a jurisdiction over a man. I'll appear if you have first jurisdiction that a man is, there's a requirement for a man to be permitted or licensed to go from point A to point B.